Hey, how's it going everyone? Hope everyone's doing well. Did a little bit of work off stream again, but mainly just clearing out the map, but I'll have a quick survey of the map here in a second. We'll have a quick look what's changed. I think we should be able to get the second factory up and running, not to full capacity, but at least to start actually producing some signs today. There's not that many components that are still remaining. And do we have music happening? 1 second. There we go. Music is happening. Yeah, let's have a quick look around the map. So I've cleared out quite a bit of area up the top here. Just using the artillery outpost that I've already got installed. So all of this area is now accessible. The only thing we're really missing is stone. There's no really nice patches of stone in this top area, so we're probably gonna have to go for a little bit of a journey to get some stone. There is actually some that's like right above the base, right above the factory, which I'm not sure if I want to get connected up or not. Over here there's some very nice patch of stone, but it's, as you can see, it's right above the factory. We could run another split here somewhere, another one of these interchanges back here, and then do a line all the way across to access some of these ore patches. But I think what I'll do initially is just get this stone patch over here connected up. It's not a particularly big one, it's only 3.6, but it should be enough to get us up and running. I don't think the factory uses that much stone, so even a 3.6 is probably going to be a decent amount. But yeah, we've got all of this area cleared out. I think I got, I'm not sure if I did the coal outpost on stream. Actually no, I think I did both of these, the iron 11 and coal 2. I did those off stream while I was clearing out the area with the artillery. But we still need to get much more copper and iron connected up. Coal and stone could probably be okay with just a single outpost, I think. Coal might be a bit iffy with just one. We'll see what happens when the factory's actually up and running. But I think there's other coal out here. There's other coal up further. There's a little bit of iron up further as well. That one there. I don't think we'll bother with the 1.4 million. What else did I do? There was a little bit of troubleshooting to do with covariance enrichment. Let's actually turn the game volume up here as well. There was a little bit of an issue with covariance enrichment. In that it was turned off, basically. So I reactivated the covariance enrichment. So now we've got plenty of uranium-235 coming out. I only noticed it because the refueling train, this position here, which is where the refueling train parks. You can see it's actually not full up at the moment, so we're still catching up in that regard. But I noticed that was actually completely empty, and it was because we weren't making any uranium-235. I think that's actually from way back when we did the move of all this production. It used to be over here somewhere, and I moved it into here, and I mustn't have set up. I thought it would just start by itself, but it actually needed to be primed to start working. You can see the fueling train. So all of the stations at both factories should be fueled up now. This one isn't backed up. You can see all the fueling chests have fuel in them ready to go. And this, I think the bottom factory is actually completely backed up with fuel. Yeah, completely backed up. So we're probably going to do a little bit of outposting to start off here, I think. I want to get this stone and this oil connected up. Actually, I just noticed this copper as well. Not copper, iron. So a couple of smallish patches of iron, but it'll be enough to get us going. Along with these big patches of copper. I think copper's not going to be a problem. It's more iron out this side. I kind of want to go for that one as well, but it's a little bit further away. Maybe this one as well. That might actually be an incentive to get an extra split, an extra interchange on the main line. Run a train track all the way across here and get some of these iron patches connected up there instead. We'd have to probably do a little bit more clearing with the artillery as well, I think. But once we've actually got the second factory up and running smoothly, I might actually consider getting a few more levels of artillery range. Okay, that's full. We sort of figured out in the previous stream a slightly faster way to get the outposting done, so I don't think it's going to take quite as long to get each individual outpost up anymore, which was a bit of a time sink previously. So let's head out to Artillery 9. Artillery 9 probably needs to be moved. Let's move this train to... Oh, the other thing I did is, when I was doing the artillery clearing, I actually set up a second artillery train. So we've now got 2 artillery trains, which actually makes doing the artillery clearance a little bit faster, because we can actually send one of the artillery trains to an outpost, do some clearing, while the other train is back at the depot getting refilled with ammunition. Let's move this one to 7 for now. And we will go to, I think that was 9. Yeah, 9. We'll pull 9 out. We'll have to move 9 a little bit further along, I think. There's a chance we've still got bugs tracking in. Actually, when I was setting up those outposts last night, I actually had to put in some defensive walls on these, because we were actually getting bugs tracking in from the clearing that we did with this artillery outpost. We actually had bugs tracking in down this way. So we had to put some temporary defences in. We'll leave those in for now and pull them out later on once we're sure there's no more bugs coming in. But apart from that, everything seems to be working pretty smoothly. Let's have a quick peek at science. A bit of a dip. I was doing some work on the stations. So we'll so we don't want Factory 1 to get below 1.2k at any point, 1.2k science. So we'll try and keep that up at 1.2k, and at the same time try and build up Factory number 2. UPS is holding reasonably stable, although we aren't really doing any work in Factory 2 at the moment, so I think it'll be a test of UPS once we get Factory 2 up and running. Flying through levels of mining productivity. Currently getting, so mining productivity 526, so we're currently getting 5.26 pieces of ore for free every single time we dig one out of the ground. Which is actually worth remembering, I suppose, because if you look at an ore patch that's like 10 million, that's actually 6 point something million, 60 something, 62.6 million in that patch, ultimately. I was actually looking at this concept, the 2 main lines, with interchanges to get the traffic out to the outposts. I think it might actually be possible to connect 2 main lines together with an interchange as well. Because all you'd need is an interchange to get trains from this track to this track without stopping traffic on the main lines slowing down, and then you could basically get trains from, but you'd have to do it the other way around as well, which would be, yeah, probably getting them from this track down to this bottom one would be probably slightly more difficult, but it's worth thinking about. It'd be nice to actually have both main lines connected together via an interchange as well. At the moment I'm just using this connection, which is not ideal because that can actually cause issues for the main line. Okay, so we're going to back this up. And where are we heading? It's pretty close. We may actually have to... Do I have a car on me? I do. We may actually drive over there and work our way back. It's a pretty straightforward outpost. It's basically the coal one over here. Just with some of the circuits changed. So we'll take a copy of that. Just the chest part. Okay, let's grab... We'll leave some defences in here just in case we get attacked, because there might still be bugs tracking into where the artillery outpost used to be, so... Just do that to be safe. And we will grab... a bunch of landfill. Let's get rid of some of these. Oh, we can't, that's full. Okay, let's put some stuff in our trash, I suppose. And we'll get some extra rails. How many signals do I have? That should be enough. I think we'll grab another stack of each just in case. Grab a bunch of rails. It's going to be interesting driving because there's probably still a lot of stuff blocking the terrain. Actually might grab a little bit of extra fuel just in case as well. Try and avoid the obstacles in the train as much as possible. Uranium, which we probably don't really need, we'll just build over the top of that. Whereabouts is this stone? Oh yeah, much further over. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give the car some ammo, so we can just do this. Make it a little bit quicker to drive through trees. That's interesting, we didn't take any damage from hitting a cliff. It just stops the car. Here we go. It looks like such a small patch. Did I have cliff explosives? No. Okay. We should be able to get the train out here even without cliff explosives, I think. Although this here might be a problem. We need space for roboports. I think we'll just be able to squeeze this in. There'll be a big electric pole missing. Actually, this needs to be like this with space. So yeah, that's at least it'll give us a position for the a vertical position for the rail line. Get that roughly centered. So trains will come in on the bottom here, loop around, and this will become... I've got a randomly named station there as well. I have to find out where that is. Stone 3, and that's Stone 3. Actually, I think we'll just walk the rest of the way back. So we need to place down all these rails anyway. So yeah, just stone and oil, and I think then we should be good to go. The first factory, the second factory, the copy we made, is working because we actually did test it to 1.2k science. So once we get the resources coming back in, it should just start working again. We have a friend. Just a little one. And the stream just dropped out for there, just for a second. We should be back now. And we're almost there, actually. Down here somewhere, yeah. How much do we have left? Looks like we went through most of the rails we picked up. And actually putting our interchange down there. Getting a few drop frames here. Hopefully it's not too bad. Just a few seconds drop out here and there. Do we still have, we've got plenty of landfill. The robots are getting a little bit lazy with the I suppose it's just the number of robots that I currently have operating, because every single outpost has got a bunch of robots. Maybe we won't have enough rails. No, I just want to do this. And also get the power connected up. We out of rails. No, we've got 84. It's going to be close. We're going to have enough to actually complete the station here. Just barely. We had 4 rails left. Worked out perfectly. I could probably salvage a few from back here if I absolutely needed to, but it worked out. I need to put that... I might not be manufacturing stack inserters anymore, because I notice I'm not getting any stack inserters in my tool belt. Fortunately, we've got plenty in the train. Oh, actually, no, it's probably because I placed them down over there. Oops. We don't want to build that with our own personal robots. And then we just clean up the edges. Yeah, doing it this way makes it so much quicker. Just put down the passive provider chests, wait to finish building, and then reverse the inserters. You can head back in and get a refill. You can probably actually have a couple of builder trains going at any given time as well. Have one always full sitting at the depot, and then you probably need to actually have a stacker for the service trains, which we could probably do above it. We could probably move this, which is some extra artillery shell production I put in. Probably move that, put a stacker in here, so we can actually have service trains in reserve. Well, I think we're done. Just need to get power. And oh, we also need power to do these. Do we not have substations in there? Random stuff left over, and then we just put in, now we can flip these around, put all the stuff back in the train. Oh, and then these need to be changed as well. Ooh, we've got a fuel conflict. Yeah, these need to be changed to stone. And this needs to be changed to stone as well. Okay. And then we just need to build the train. We'll see if we can get away with a single train. This is quite a distance from the factory, so I'm not sure if a single train is going to be enough. Hey, Zeke. Just because of its distance from the factory, we may actually go for a second train, but we can always do that from inside the factory. We don't need to worry about setting up a second train right away. Only the second stone outpost we've actually got set up. Although I think we've got one that's almost depleted already, and that's the one that we're using for landfill. Yeah, not almost, it is depleted, so we can actually pull that station completely out. And that, which means, how much landfill did we end up with there? Quite a bit. That's a lot of landfill. I don't think we need to make any landfill ever for the next 4 days that we'll be playing on this map. So, stone 3, full time, inactivity, activity. There she goes. Landfill the well. I could just about do that. We'll probably go through and landfill some of the areas here at some point. I think a lot of this work is dependent on if 17 is delayed any further, then we might do that. Otherwise, we'll just leave it the way it is. We'll see. Depending on also how buggy 17 is. If 17 is kind of buggy still when it first comes out, we might switch back to this occasionally, finish off some things. Let's head back into base. Actually, what we'll do while I'm here, just to be safe, so I'm not 100% certain we're not going to get any attacks here. I'll just do that, just in case. These are all full of stone, are they? Yeah. We could probably have a second train here. So then next is just the oil up here, which is a very big patch of oil. So let's get our request together for that straight away. We're going to need a bunch of pump jacks. We need a lot of pipes. We're going to need some tanks. That stone's just coming through now, yeah. But without oil, nothing's going to happen. So oil is when things should start happening in the second factory. Got some random laser turrets there from when we were still getting attacked. I could probably pull those out at this point. I've actually cleared out most of the bugs from the top of the map here. Yeah, we basically used up every single rail we had in the train to do that. This one's a lot closer though, so let's head out to iron 11. I think what I'd probably do for any future mega base is work backwards from the rocket silos. So have 2 rocket silos maxed out at their maximum launch speed, and then build the factory that supports 2 rocket silos. So I'm pretty sure I could get a single main line, like a single track main line like this, with enough trains on it to support 2 rocket silos. We've got 2 rocket silos here, but they're not producing at full speed. As stable as science is looking. Try not to run into anything, because that would be bad. Shouldn't be that much traffic at this side. Okay. Again, that little delay. What are we missing? Rail and landfill, probably. I think we're like almost there for the oil. There's also a patch of iron that's like almost overlapping with the oil. You have to decide what's more important to us, coal or oil, or can we do both? These damn cliffs. Yeah, we're right here. Got cliffs as well. What we'll do? Actually, the iron's far enough away that we can do both if we wanted to. But this is a lot of oil. 4,000. Well, it's not the biggest. It's reasonable. We'll get both patches connected up, I think. There's some of these other ones out here that are enormous. Like over 10,000. 20,000. 16,000. That's a small one, but yeah, some ginormous ones over there. The question is, where do we want to put the station? Probably on the bottom of this, down here. That'll leave us so we can do the top of this one for the iron. I think we'll be lazy and just copy one of the existing stations as well. Although, try and cover both. Yeah, that'll be fine, I think. The only problem with sorry, excuse me. The only problem with this position is it's kind of tricky to have multiple trains coming in here. It'll sort of block up this branch line if we have the second train coming in. Which we kind of do need to have multiple trains coming into this, so we might try and work a stacker into it somehow. Which we probably don't have room for now that I look at it. Let's have a quick look, see where the station's going to go first. Up that one. So this is the last wagon down here. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have room for a stacker. What I want to do is actually put that on the other side of the loop. Let's grab some more landfill. We'll make we'll put this station on the other side. I want to run at least 2 oil trains to this. Oh, I just realised I didn't bring pumps. Hopefully I've got pumps in the train, but I don't think I do. I don't think I've got pumps. Do I have pumps? No, I do not. Okay, we can sort that out. So I know a train that does have pumps, which is the nuclear train. Okay, straight into there. We'll move this down to the bottom. Let's make a temporary station so we can actually get the nuclear train out here a little bit quickly. Nuclear. Okay. Actually, I might not have bought enough pump jacks. There's a lot of oil out here. These are affected by productivity as well, so there's actually a good chance this is going to last us pretty much forever. I'm not going to have enough straight pipes, am I? Okay, we can recover some of those straight pipes. From you, I wanted the pumps. Oh, I don't have pumps in this. I just realised. We're going to have to go back and get those. That's kind of annoying. I probably need to just remember to, but it's not something I actually use that often, electric pumps, so we'll actually put the request in, we'll go back to the base and grab those in a minute. So we need to go back and get more straight pipes anyway. Do we have a train on us? Yes. I don't want to hit the train behind me. With as much of this built, then we'll go back and get the straight pipes. We'll see. Actually, I can't really get this connected until I get those pumps in, can I? What else are we missing? Yeah, we can't do anything until we get electrical pumps. Electric pumps. I just got a pump. Steel engine, yeah, that's not something we can make here. We might as well go back to the... I should have taken one of those trains back. We'll go back to the factory. Dump out some of our trash here as well. But yeah, this second factory should be full of pretty much all the resources except for oil. Yep, everything's backed up. We're going to probably get up to that 2.5k science initially when we get the ore coming into this, and then it'll probably move back from there. Another little dip. We need to try and catch those dips in science in that first factory, see what's causing that. Where on earth are you going? Oh, that's right, because you have to, yeah, a slightly roundabout way that has to get back to the service stations. I'm not willing to wait. Just go straight through, please. Ooh. Yeah, let's dump out our trash here. We'll grab those pumps. We don't need... we'll still keep the underground pipes, I suppose. I'll get rid of this. Don't need pump jacks. Don't need fish. Must take the builder train back out there, I suppose. Did I get those pumps? Just double check that before we leave. Yeah. Oh, I just realised there's one other thing we need to do. Stay right there. We need to get fluid tankers. Although we could actually set that up from... inside the factory. We didn't have to actually be out there, but... we've got trains, that's fine. Let's get those fluid tankers. We'll get 2 trains set up straight away. Fluid tankers. Ooh, we are having an iron shortage. Good to know. This could probably be reconfigured a little bit, maybe. We probably just need to go through the first set of outposts. I might do that off stream and just clean them up a little bit and get them re-optimized, because ones like this, where there's actually, well, this one's here is the worst. Yeah. We almost need to move the stations at some point, so they're close to where the ore is, especially for those really big ore patches. I'm kind of tempted just to leave them be and just to add in more, which we need to do as well. I kind of need to do some expansion down this way. This patch is still hanging on 14 million. We probably need to go out and put some more beacons on this to get this lower. I'm trying to actually get rid of this patch so we can extend this main line through it. It could just be an iron shortage that's causing that dip in science, because the factory is not buffering a huge amount of circuits. So if iron runs out, it kills green circuits, then that basically flows through to every other process, because pretty much everything is using green circuits. So pumps are in. Just have to finish off the actual pump jack side of things. So yeah, it could just be green circuits. Actually, what we'll do here... no, actually, we'll wait until they're all connected up. Actually, we can probably get some... So, we can get the tanks full of oil. And then we'll get the train in once we've actually got some tanks of oil ready to go. This one's just ever so slightly too far away. It's actually filling up pretty quickly. It's going to be full of oil, ready to go pretty soon. What do the percentages on the oil patches actually mean? That's a pretty good question. It's got to do with the percentage is a weird way of indicating the amount. Although it doesn't really diminish to zero, so I suppose it does make some sense, but it's got to do with the amount of oil per second, I believe. So if we have a look, one of these, 282%. So we should be getting 28.2%, is it? What was it, 282? And we get, yeah, 28.2. So that's basically what it means. You divide it by 10, and that gives you the oil units per second at mining speed 1. Although we've got productivity as well, so we're actually getting extra oil. You can see the purple productivity line zipping along there. Wow, there's a lot of oil here. It's actually going to be slightly tricky to get some of these back ones connected up, I think. We might do some joins instead of just having a separate pipe for every single pump. Yeah, these ones at the back, I'll probably just run these down until they get near a pipe that's already connected. Do that sort of thing. a lot going through that one. Yeah, that'll be fine though. Actually, let's do this one first. There's a bit of water for that one to get across, so we'll do this. I think we're plugged in. Yeah, let's get some oil train set up. I've got everything I need, and we'll catch. We could probably just grab a little bit more fuel. Okay, you can go back to base. Fuel. Oh, derps. That was a derp. Manual. Oh, I shouldn't have picked that up. Okay, we can recreate the scheduling without too much difficulty, I think. Didn't actually connect the train up properly. Hey, Crazy Blue, how's it going? Yep, 28th. Well, that's what they've said. We'll see what happens. And depot. Empty. We should start producing science in the second factory now, though. Now that we've got ore coming in. we'll probably have to come out here and do some troubleshooting. Actually, do I have a train on me? Yeah. I just want to quickly put in some... I don't actually have any defensive walls. We'll have to come back and do that. I'm kind of tempted to put some defensive walls at the top here just in case. Oh, week of the 25th? I thought it was the week of the 28th. 25th makes sense because that's Monday. Maybe it's the 25th. Maybe it's tomorrow for me. So we should be manufacturing signs. We've got all coming in. We are getting some signs going through. So there's some science happening in the second factory. Probably not going to be a lot though. It's probably mostly all dependent at this point, I would say. Is that pumping? It is. Not particularly quickly though. Pipes are filling up. It's going to be oil, petroleum gas. Do we have one of these that's backed up and causing problems? Nope. Everything's fine there. Everything is fine there. We're just waiting on oil to come in. I might go through and have a quick look at the oil connections, make sure everything's fine. Looks good. Looks like everything's fine there. Yeah. We just need more oil. It'll probably take a little while for it to back up on oil there, I think. I think they said hoping for as well. I don't know if they said 100% that's going to be then. It's going to happen when it's going to happen. I'm not too bothered by timing. I've got another train out there already getting full up on oil. It's actually relatively close to the factory, so this oil should come in pretty quickly here, I think. It's not a huge journey. Yeah, it's not too far away. The true indication of oil is plastic and red circuits, which are kind of in a sad state at the moment. It is slowly speeding up. A few extra red circuits coming out. Fueling train. Which actually looks like the fuel is backed up now on the belts. Might have a quick rundown look at the oil situation in this factory. Kind of curious to see if there's any issues. I don't think there is, because we were running at 1.2k science previously, when we had the bottom main line diverted into this factory. Yeah, UPS is starting to be affected. Well, it stays above 40, I'll be happy. I think if we're away from belts and we zoomed in, like this, there's also some residual alien activity from when I was clearing out the map before as well. Because it was actually much lower than that at some points. I did some alien clearing off stream, cleared out these areas, and UPS was very low when I was doing that. Oil is what I wanted to look at over here. The other thing we need to look at is power. I'm guessing power is going to be affecting things. Actually, it's looking way better already. Lots more red circuits coming out. Power's actually doing surprisingly well. It looks like the main power drain was beacons, and because the beacons were already installed, we were consuming all that power anyway, so I'm happy with that. We can put another power plant in if we need to, but yeah, red circuit is picking up. Probably doing a little bit more science over here now. Or maybe not. Maybe we're not doing any science at all. Missing blue science. Advanced circuits. Not enough advanced circuits to supply all the processors that are asking for them. It might take a little bit of time for those to back up. No, we'd be upset if I remove all the enemies. Yeah, if it was a huge issue, I'd do that. I don't think the lag is really coming from that at the moment, though. What about using a command to remove all of the inserters and belts? So that would probably get rid of my lag issues. The other option is I could experiment with changing the power over. So we do have a significant amount of nuclear power installed at the moment, which is a lot of pipes. As you can see, the UPS takes a massive hit, but that's more when it's actually trying to show them on screen. It's still better than it was on the previous map, and if we can get actually up to a slightly higher science, I'll be happy with the... You can see that line there is the 1.2k. If we can get up to 2.5k science and UPS is still above 40, then I'll be happy with that. I don't think it's... I suppose, are they calculating the steam as well? I can understand the FPS dropping down, but why is the UPS dropping down? It's like it's doing more updates. I thought the steam would just be a graphical sort of thing. I don't think it'd affect the UPS. I thought we were going to hit other resource issues before too long here, so we'll have to start getting some extra copper and iron connected up to this factory. Red circuits are coming in quantity though now, so we should start producing some science over here. It is trying to increase a little bit. Look at our 1 minute, 1.3k. I think we'll start scanning out some extra ore patches. I don't think I've got a huge number of trains running to this one at the moment. We'll probably have a look and see what starts running out first. I think I've got 3 iron and 2 copper, so we'll probably go for another copper patch next, one of these ones. And then go for this iron over here. There's actually iron there as well, so they're pretty close by. Don't know how the rendering works. I think we'll just ignore that 1.4. I think we'll do, again, we might not have enough rails. I might actually put some rails in my inventory before we go out and do this. Let's stand away from these belts for a second. Yeah, that's still fine. As I said, as long as it's above 40, I'm happy with that. It's a little bit low when I'm moving through belts and stuff. So basically I'm doing... with one of these factories turned on, I'm doing as much as I was doing in my previous factory, on my previous map. and that was actually a lot lower performance. So there was also optimizations that I might make, I'll probably do off stream, but I actually did go through and change the way that the inserters are working at the outposts. This one here is an example. It's probably not going to see it in action because it's actually backed up. We could probably actually have extra iron trains for that one. There's nowhere for them to park really, but I think it should be okay. So I think we're actually backing up on... Yeah, I think some of these outposts can actually support more trains. You see how little is actually getting mined here at the moment, so definitely we can have another train coming to this outpost. But yeah, I've actually got these inserters set up in a slightly different way now so that they only fire when they absolutely have to. So this inserter here is grabbing 12 pieces at a time, and so are these ones. And only ever 12. If there's less than 12, they don't grab. There's a lot less inserter activity. If you look at one of the older outposts, you can see there's a lot more inserter activity going on because it's just basically grabbing non-stop. So we'll go through and we'll change some of the inserter setups and some of the other outposts. I think that'll improve performance. Keep an eye on... Yeah, you can see some patchiness in copper, so maybe copper is needed. Also keep an eye on science. It's our 1 minute on science. 1.8k, we're getting up there already. One of the things I might research as well is, now that we've got extra science coming in, is the extra artillery range, which is kind of expensive, but 128k, it's about 4 or 5 levels worth of mining productivity. But yeah, more copper first. Actually, what we'll do, I might have a short break here, or we just had a quick drop out there as well. I'm going to have a short break here, and then I'll come back and we'll get another copper patch connected up. I'll be back in a minute. And we're back. Found new music. I've got some different music I play during the breaks. I think if I'm not talking, it's probably better to have music that isn't copyrighted. But when I am actually talking, we can still have the same music that we used to have. Okay, it's a little bit quiet. Anyway, so we're going to get another copper outpost connected up here, I think. I've actually left this running while I was away as well, so let's have a quick look at the resources in the second factory. Definitely copper and definitely iron. We can actually get another iron connected up to where the to one of those existing stations, I think. Look at that science though. 2.2, we're actually getting pretty close to the 2.4 there. Let's turn the game sound up as well. So let's go to oil 5 and then we'll branch out to this copper patch. Got those rails on me? Yep. Actually, we can get rid of some stuff here before we head out. We don't need all those pipes anymore. Pipes, tankers, pumps. For real? That's close enough to go deal with. I should probably check to see where they're tracking from, those guys as well, because we shouldn't have any alien issues on the bottom of the map. It's probably just stragglers from a long time ago, I would guess. I don't think we've got any close enough, unless the pollution has spread out since the last time I checked, which is possible. Oh, we're going to have to come back here and repair this, actually, I just realised. It's not the one problem with not having logistics through the factory is it's not self-repairing if we get attacked. So annoying. Just a single bug though. Particularly tough. What are we missing now? Fast beacons and also modules as well. It's not showing there. Beacons. Let's quickly check to see where that guy came from. Wow, 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 wow. Straight down. This is actually a different location than the last one, I think. Coming from a few locations, it looks like. What's that pollution look like? Yes, indeed. That's an area that's been cleared out, so that was just... I think these are just stragglers. I don't think we'll bother putting in defences in there. We can come and fix it each time. I don't think it's going to be an ongoing issue. I think they're just stragglers that are left from before. What else do we need to replace there? And furnaces. And underground fast belts. And fast belts, furnaces. Oh. Tips, tips. Why are there... Wow, actually we're getting attacks from a few locations. That pollution is kind of obscene though, isn't it? We might need to go and do some clearing down there at some point. I probably will put some defences in here instead. I wasn't going to, but if we're going to get persistent attacks, then I'd probably need to. Let's quickly go down and kill this guy anyway, see what damage has been done. Pick up those roboports in a second as well. Where is he? Okay. Oh. He's gone for... I think he went for a ride on the belts. Yeah, he came down this way. And then he went across. He's stuck on the belts. So he only did belt damage. Yeah, let's grab some walls. And some turrets. And let's also get rid of beacons. Go away, way. This is probably the same, yeah, same warning from before. But yeah, that pollution cloud's kind of crazy now, isn't it? Look at that. Down the bottom there. It's probably going to get pretty bad at the top as well. We might need to go... actually, there's nothing probably connected via land up there, so we don't need to worry about that too much. But down the bottom here is going to be an issue. Pretty soon, we might need to build an artillery outpost down there and do some clearing. Yeah, just as a temporary fix. I'm just going to put in some... Oh, I didn't grab those walls. We'll put in just a couple of pieces of defensive wall there, just to clear up any aliens. What we can actually do, we can put on the paths to actually see where they're pathing in, and then just put defensive walls just to cover those positions. Not sure why I've got roboports in this. So if we turn on paths, bloop, we can see where they're coming in, and we'll just block off those positions with some temporary defensive walls until we can get a chance to go down and actually do some clearing at the bottom of the map. That one there is going to be difficult to cover. No, they didn't actually path. Aha. They didn't actually path into the green circuits. They actually came from over here. Then went across. Interesting. So I think just that is all we need to do. There's not a huge number of paths they're coming in on because they're sort of shifted into certain positions by the water as they go past. So if you have a look, you can see when they hit water, that sort of decides the final position. Cliffs as well. This here as well. So yeah, as they hit obstacles, it sort of guides them into certain positions. So there's only set positions that they can actually come in. They're only going to be coming in ones and twos as well, so this is going to be more than enough defense. I think... Oh, we're missing productivity modules. Well, we'll come back and fix that later on. Let's go out and build these outposts. We'll have another quick look at the resources going to factory number 2 just to confirm that we're starting to run down on resources. Hopefully oil, coal and stone are going to be fine for a little while. Getting some gaps in resources into this factory, to be honest. Okay. Do we not need that? Okay. So we're going out to oil 5 again. I'm actually kind of happy with the 2.1K. I'm surprised we managed to get up to that level even remotely stably, although you can see there's a lot of resources missing, so definitely more of everything required. Oil's probably backing up now though, I guess. Still kind of low. We've got 2 oil trains coming in. I think oil will back up, because I think we've probably got more oil coming in than we need. Although, I think I've got like multiple oil trains. We may need to get more than 2 oil trains coming to this one at some point. We'll see. Let's make sure all the pump jacks are actually working out here. Looks like they are. How's power going? Not well. Okay, so maybe we'll do a copper outpost and iron outpost, then we'll go do some more power. Just make sure there's no issues. Yeah, no issues, nothing's turned off. We just need to put more nuclear power in. Or we could just start putting in solar power, maybe. Find a location on the map that's not being used. Supplement with some solar power. Maybe we could do a big solar field in here. If you actually calculate the area required to do solar fields, though, it's kind of crazy. A bit too late to start now. We can still do it. I've actually got a bunch of solar panels saved up, I think. Although they might have been used by space science at this point. Let's turn off tile transitions. Turn them on. Okay. This is the batch we're going to go for. So, right across the bottom there. Let's create some extra rails. Just in case. Although I've probably got enough on. We'll get a few more stacks just in case. And we'll get some signals and we'll get some landfill. Actually, one more thing. Cliff explosives. Where are we even heading? trees and cliffs for days. This is where the tank is nice actually, you can just continue driving. You can sort of do it with the car a little bit. Ooh, we had a worm. Got some bugs actually. Some leftover bugs. Oh, a bunch of wormy worms. Just solve that problem. I think that was it. This is the copper patch here that we're going to get connected up. So we'll get the bare minimum installed first, I think. Let's just get the station itself. We can basically use this exact station. No changes required. Get rid of the cliffs down the bottom here first. Look at that UPS though. That's pretty impressive. Actually, we'll just pick up the car as well, wherever I left that. Where did I leave the car? Did I... Oh no, I'd probably put some defenses on this one as well. As you can see, there's still some bugs roaming around, so as these new outposts start producing pollution, they're probably going to attract those stray bugs. What size are you? Small worm. Still a bit of work. Wow, I thought we'd had enough landfill, but apparently not. Do I even have enough to get... Oh, well, actually, we're almost there. Can I just get a little bit more landfill? Actually, that's going to do that, isn't it? Okay, we'll run the long way around, I suppose. We're just about there. Even doing the landfilling just where I needed to, I didn't have enough. Okay, pull our personal roboports out. Did I miss one of the power connections? No, we've got power. Okay. And yeah, so we just need to do this. Inserters. And passive providers. I'll get rid of most of that as well. Oh, we're waiting for storage chest to go in. I think, maybe? No? Just waiting for the modules to go in, I think. Modules are in. We'll put in the defensive walls, then we'll put in the logistics robots. This is definitely going to be a multiple train station, this one. We'll be set up 2 trains initially. The autosaves are getting pretty long as well. See what it does with 500. A few more. I think it'll probably back up eventually, but they're pretty cheap in the scheme of things. Logistics robots. I think it's just a charging issue, to be honest. Actually, we'll probably do this instead. Because I think it's mainly a charging issue. What do we have there? Let's put in a few more. Yeah, I think it'll be fine. That's probably more than we need. Let's grab the stuff we need for some trains. Wherever I put the train stuff, it's in here somewhere. There it is. And some fuel. And then we'll take the builder train back out again. And we'll probably set up another train for, I think this one here is backing up. Actually, no, it's not. It was before. It's actually fine. Any of these other iron patches backing up, I wonder. Not now that we're consuming iron, so yeah, probably another iron patch is needed. Actually, this one's backed up. 1.4k. Do we have multiple trains going to iron 11, I wonder? Iron 11. We probably add another train for iron 11. What's going on with this one? Something bad has happened. Plenty of logistics robots. Why are these chests not filling up? I might have the wrong circuit ignitions in here somewhere. Oh, there just isn't any smelting happening. I think the smelting setup's broken on that factory. I think the smelting setup's broken up on a few of these factories, to be honest. 150. Oh, it's gotten out of balance at some point. Okay. We'll have to go back and fix that. The new inserter setup that I used for those is causing some issues, I think. Which means probably science has taken a hit, yeah. It's pretty much killed science in the second factory. But as far as version 17 coming out, what I'll do is we'll check each day, see if 17's out. If 17 is out, then we'll start playing, just do a vanilla playthrough on 17. If not, we'll just continue playing on this map until 17 does come out. No, train. Why did you go there for? Oh, I said the wrong station. Luckily the station was full. It could have been bad. Unfortunately, there's no way for this train to get back in a hurry. It has to go quite a long way. Actually, we can probably jump out and have a quick look at this iron station while we're out here. So we're going to get sort of close to that iron station that was having trouble. There's actually a train pulled in there at the moment. You're actually full? Why did you just leave straight away? No, you're mostly empty, yeah. This thing here is blocked up again. The output's full. But there's less than 12. Why is that not grabbing? Oh, because it's triggering off this. I need to have a way of just quickly going through and triggering every single one of these inserters randomly every now and then. Probably on a clock cycle, I think. The temporary fix is to do this. Just pick up the iron from all these, which will set things running again. This one done the same thing. $57, yeah, that's the same thing. I have to actually probably put a clock on those to actually keep it running. But I think we'll call it there for the day. I'll do some of this maintenance work off stream. I need to probably, as I was saying, set up a clock on this just to randomly fire the thing to grab the iron from the furnace every now and then, just to make sure that it does continue clearing that out. But yeah, I'll leave it there for now. I'm not sure if we're going to get another stream on this map, to be honest, before 17 comes out. We'll see what will happen. If 17 isn't out tomorrow, I might jump on later tomorrow and do a little bit more work on this factory. Although if 17 is out, I might actually jump on and do some start doing a vanilla playthrough on 17 as well, but we'll see what happens. I'll leave it there for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.